do, yingwu.
Thank you. Well, we call it family separation. We call it family separation because abstractions make it easier on mornings when you're running late and the lid is stuck and the toast is burnt and your child hates her pleated pinstripe poplin uniform. And in your mind there are horizons, but hurry now, it's time to go. And in your mind there are ripples that swell into waves, but your child's still in underwear. And you haven't found her lace-up shoes, or spackled the crack where mildew grows, or fixed the drips that stain the basin, or brushed the lint, or packed the fruit gel, and it's time to go, but your heart is beating. And you know their hearts are beating too. Children forced from their parents' arms, strapped into car seats, crying in terror. And you know their hearts are beating too, parents, broken, desperate, frantic, pleading against a faceless machine. Please give my child back to me. And hugging your daughter, you feel soft petals unfolding through spaces. Between each heartbeat is a space. And your blood came from your mother, but now you pay the bank each month. And their blood flows through their sons and daughters, but the court will set the hearing date. And their ears still hear their children's laughter, and their hands still feel their children's touch, and their eyes still see their shining faces, like roses bathed in the saffron mist of sunrise. But fees are charged when the bill is past due, and traffic is building on the interstate, and you feel in your heart petals unfolding, but the street is paved in asphalt, and the school bell rings at 8:15. So I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. I think we're faced with so many crises today. The humanitarian crisis on our borders, the humanitarian crisis within our borders, the devastating effects of plastic pollution in the ocean, climate change. We have a lot of huge problems, but I really believe we can overcome these problems, and the first step is actually coming together and sharing our voices and creating community, and it's through community that we will overcome these challenges. So the next poem I'd like to read is from Writers Resist. It's by a poet named Ellen Stone. It's called Birds of America. Deep in the bright red country of the sun, the birds of America, raucous, wild, immigrant, gather, having flocked in bands, surged over borders as snow melts. By July, they rise early to the party in full bloom, voices piercing our cottony night dreams. Having taken temporary residence in tiny wooden boxes, old barns, or the cool, damp woods for now, for this uncertain summer, where they can dip and soar and glide like the purest bit of floating fluff off the cottonwood down by the river or the drooping milkweed in the garden. How odd, really, that we welcome them with open arms, so unabashedly like tourists, in our own hometown, peering through binoculars. Build them sturdy homes, feed them tasty morsels through all seasons, celebrate their foreign dress, strange plumage, mating habits so unlike our own, lament a young one fallen from the nest. We are such humanitarians to birds. It's sad they cannot talk to us, thank us for our gracious hospitality. Here in America, all traveling birds are welcome. The more garish, bright, and tropical, the better. I'd like to encourage anyone who would like to consider submitting to Writers Resist. We feature poetry, short fiction, creative nonfiction, We are online at writersresist.com, and we pay a small honorarium for anything we accept. So please check us out. So this is another poem from Writers Resist called Judgment by Diane Olson. Judgment. Her name is the color of bright yellow sunflowers, the scent of dusky sage. Her intense black hair absorbs the sun. She stands close, her hand clutching mine. Flora, my mother, my friend, my accompaniment to life. I am a bubble of laughter from her lips, a note of joy tossed in the air one early morning. I am a fish swimming in her holy sea, a bead on a string that has no end. She keeps one chamber in her heart open just for me. Today we stand on the Avenida de Colores, across from the immigration courthouse. We have walked a long way in the New Mexico sun. We wait while our breathing settles. Inside the court, a judge will decide whether we go or stay. He will say what the law means, but he cannot see inside our hearts, our bones. The judge has not heard our songs. 1,000 years ago, mothers like mine knew this land. The cactus flowers remember our grandmothers. The sand crystals and the red rocks keep our brothers' secrets. Our fathers spoke in a music that makes our bones strong, songs unknown on Highway 65. Today, we may be forbidden to call the desert home. In the courthouse, the immigration judge will ask why we deserve to live here. I hold tight to my mother's hand. She and I will wear the sun-stained faces of this desert. Our songs, our names, the dry gardens we created, our brothers, fathers, very scent of the red stones, these things we will tell him. These things make this our home. Thank you so much. So this is my last poem. This is one that I wrote. It was inspired by an argument I had many years ago with my mom, actually in the kitchen in Oregon, when there was some kind of proposition to try to deny health care and education to anybody who's illegal. And this poem sprang from that. So, dichotomy. I am a law-abiding citizen, my mom insists. Some things quickly cleave in two, like firewood when the grain is straight. I am legal, you are not. My mom would swing the splitting maul. I stay here, you must leave. I'd gather the pieces as they fell from the block and stack them on stickers along the fence. We rent in town now. We're by the library with a bag of trash from home because my mom won't pay for curbside service. We head for the alley dumpster, but a woman with a baby on her back is picking through the overflow, pulling out bottles and cans. My mom complains about illegals taking what they don't deserve. She says there are laws, and they broke those laws. The baby is stroking her mother's hair. Where tree trunks branch, knots form inside. They disrupt the grain. The axe gets stuck. Some pieces like this were too much for us. My mom would swing and heave and curse, but where branches had been,